We're back in the kitchen, and today we're making homemade pizza. We're gonna have some salad with it, a lot of fixings to chop and do, but the first thing we're gonna do is make my sauce. I used to open up jars, and I used to use crust that was not my own, but over the years, I've just started making all my own stuff, and it really is, for us, when we want pizza, this is what we do instead of ordering in. So let's get started. First thing we're gonna do is get a little bit of onion. Now I grate my onions so it's not real chunky. And I don't know how much of this I'm gonna use, I'll know in a minute. To me, it mellows out the flavor a little bit if you use a red onion and grate it. I just like the flavor of it better when I make spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce. And as soon as it gets a little bit soft, we're gonna add our garlic and our spices. We're just about there. When it's grated like this, it doesn't take any time. All right, here goes the garlic. It's about 2 cloves, small cloves, they were little. And then all I'm gonna do is add a can, 28-ounce can of tomato puree. I like it better than sauce, it's slightly thicker, and I just like it better. And it's just 1 can. I don't use anything else with it because it is thicker than just regular tomato sauce. If I were to use sauce or even crushed tomatoes, I love that. I would have used just maybe a little bit of paste to thicken it up. But look, it's just the right thickness to spread across a pizza. And I'm gonna add just a little bit. That's probably a half of a teaspoon of oregano, same amount of basil. And then I've got some sugar that got wet with my onion juice. That'll be good. A little bit of salt and pepper. I'm turning it down on low. And I'm just gonna let it sit. And it'll be a perfect sauce for the base of that pizza. And we'll be back in just a minute and we're gonna make that crust. Now we're gonna start our crust. It takes a little time to put it all together, but we're gonna proof the yeast first, and we're starting with just a little bit of the ingredient. I have 4 teaspoons of active dry yeast. If you wanna make 2 small 9-inch pizzas, you would divide this recipe in half, but I'm making it for 8, so I've doubled it. So 4 teaspoons of active dry yeast and 1/2 cup of water that I've warmed to 110 degrees. If we get it much hotter than that, it can cause disastrous results. I know that from experience. Now we're gonna add 1/2 cup of our flour, and we'll add a lot more than that later. But all we're doing right now is getting this mixed together. We're gonna leave it alone for a half an hour. And when we come back, we'll put the rest of it together. All right, I call it starter, has proofed. You can see that it's puffed up. That means our yeast is in good shape. And now we're gonna add the rest of our flour, water. This is another 3.5 cups of flour, and y'all just have to message me if you want the recipe. And remember, I doubled this because of our family size, but it makes 2 9-inch pizzas. This is warm water, the same temperature, 110 that I had before. And we're gonna add the rest of it now. We're gonna add a teaspoon of salt. And now we're gonna add 4 tablespoons of olive oil. And we're gonna mix it together. I use a fork just so I can scrape it pretty good and get it all. It smells so good. That yeast is wonderful. And this really does make a delicious crust for your pizza. And there's not a lot of work in it. You can mix this by hand and throw it in your stand mixer or any other kind, and you can knead it in a mixer for just a couple of minutes. But I like to do it by hand. That's just what I do. And see, it's all held together really well. That's good. My hands are clean. And we're gonna flour our board just a little bit. And get this out. I'm gonna knead it for about 7-8 minutes until it's nice and smooth. Kind of feels elastic when I get it just right. It's fun to knead it. There's nothing to be afraid of. It just get a little sticky on your hands. You just add more flour. You make a little mess and you just clean it up. But it's a lot of fun. I have always enjoyed making breads and cinnamon rolls and pizza doughs and all those kinds of things myself, because I just don't think it's as good when you buy mixes. And see, it begins to get a little sticky, and I add more flour until it quits doing that. And it takes 7 or 8 minutes, and it'll be a beautiful dough. And when I get done with this, we'll come back and I'll show you what's next. Our dough is no longer sticking to me. I've been adding a little tiny bit of flour whenever it got to the point where I felt like it needed a little bit more, but we are there. This has been kneaded for about 8 minutes, and I think we're ready. Isn't that a beautiful dough? It's gonna make a great pizza. And you know, there's nothing wrong with ordering in, but right now we're being a little more cautious maybe than some people, and we're just not going out. So when it's pizza night, this is what we get. I'm gonna oil my bowl, not too much. We're gonna put this dough in and just make sure that we coat it really, really well. And all I'm gonna do is cover it with a damp towel. In about an hour to an hour and a half, it's gonna be twice that size, and we're gonna be ready to make pizza. Look at this. The pizza dough is risen beautifully. Isn't that pretty? And all we're gonna do now, I'm not ready to make pizza yet. All I'm gonna do now is divide it up into the number of pizzas I am gonna make. It feels so good. Everybody ought to do this. It's absolutely great. All right, we're gonna make 2 nice sized pizzas and 4 little ones. So, I'm just gonna cut this. This is gonna be 2. All I'm gonna do is wrap this in saran wrap, put it in the refrigerator. It'll make it a little easier to roll out when I'm ready. And then I'm gonna make this into 4. And the little kids are gonna get to top their very own pizza, and they love doing that. It's a fun thing to do with little kids, or grandkids in my case. I probably did not do this with my own when they were little. They were probably driving me nuts, and I probably had them outside playing. But I have been making my own pizza dough for a long time. There's nothing like it when you get used to doing it. And the hands-on time, it took 8 minutes to mix it, a minute to mix it up, and 7 or 8 minutes to knead it. So there's not any reason not to do it yourself. And we will make these a little bit later. I'm just gonna wrap them up, okay? Our dough's all wrapped up in some saran. It'll puff up more. I'm gonna put it in the refrigerator. It needs to be in there at least, I'd say 30 minutes to an hour, just to make it a little easier to roll. But actually mine are gonna be in there a little bit longer. Okay, our dough is ready. I've pulled it out of the fridge about a half hour ago, and I'm gonna work with it a little bit and see if we can't turn this into a pizza crust. It's still bouncing back a little bit, so I'm gonna have to mess with it. This is gonna taste so good. And it is really, it would have been a little bit better if I could have let it sit a little longer. But when you're doing things and you're doing this many things at one time, you gotta get it done. Stretching this out a little, and no, I'm not gonna twirl it on camera, although I've done it before and it worked pretty good. But I'm not gonna do it because I'll probably put my fist through it and embarrass myself. All right, I finish it up by just putting a little flour on this part of my hand, and I just kind of push it as far as I want it to go. The bottom of this pan has holes in it, and that's because I like a really crisp crust. I'm one of those weirdos. I do not like to pick up a pizza and have to drag my other hand behind it to pick it up. I want that thing to be crisp. The bottom of the pan has been sprayed with some cooking spray. I've got some cornmeal sprinkled on it, salt and pepper. And that's really gonna make it good. All right, We've got it where we want it. Our oven is on 500 and it's telling me it's ready. I take a little bit of olive oil, not too much, and I like to go around the edges. Put a little bit in the middle, not saturating it, but I love to put a little bit around it. And we're going to put some sauce. Not too much, but we want enough to go all the way around it. Just kind of roll it around a little bit. And the next thing we're going to put is some mozzarella. This is one of the ones that I'm going to do that has the works on it. The kids are going to be in just a few minutes and they're going to make their own. Of course, you know, well, kids, I don't put hardly anything on it. But we're going to load this one up with a little bit of everything. That's how we like it. We've got some spicy Italian sausage. It's been cooked and crumbled up really good. And because it's spicy, and we've got some jalapeno too, we're gonna probably not use as much red pepper flake as we normally would. We're gonna put a few pepperonis. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of onion. I had a purple onion in there, you know, I'm trying to use it up. I don't like to throw stuff away. If I can keep from it, I think of ways to finish using it up. I don't want that one. We're gonna now put a little bit of green bell pepper. And we're gonna add just a little bit of jalapeno. These are cut up, so we won't get one great old big one in our mouth at one time and be so on fire that we can't eat any more pizza. We're gonna put some black olives. I think I got one or two of the kids to try these black olives and they actually liked it. The others wouldn't even taste one. And then we're gonna put what some people call a sin on our pizza. We're gonna put pineapple on this thing because Bev likes it. Not a bad looking pizza. And it's safe. I don't have to worry about cleaning up cardboard coming to the house, worrying about coronavirus, which I must admit to you I've worried a lot about. Plus it tastes better. We're gonna put a little Parmesan cheese. This is good stuff too. And we're gonna top it with just a little bit of dried oregano. Isn't that a pretty pizza? It's going in the oven. Probably in about 7 or 8 minutes, I'm gonna move it from the bottom shelf to the second to the bottom shelf, and we'll put the kids together and we'll have a feast in a little bit. Get a little handful. There you go. Now spread it around. Mommy, you might need to help a little bit.
I don't know, she's doing great.
She's doing great. Okay.
Put her on those.
That's enough, that's enough, that's
Okay,
enough, that's
okay,
enough.
what else
No
did you
more.
want on it? Are you trying to take a little?
What else
Here,
do you
pineapples. Get a bunch of them.
That's good, that's pretty good right there.
All right. And a couple pepperoni. Great, all done. Good job, Aubrey.
Who's next? Cheese pizza.
There you go. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh no.
Sadie, come on. There you go.
Hi, I'm Riley and I'll be doing a pineapple and cheese pizza. Hi, I'm Briley and today I'm going to be making Italian sausage, pepperoni, and cheese pizza. Good handful. Spread it around. A little bit more.
Great.
Some sausage. Pepperonis. And it's good. Bye, Rudy. You made a great supper. Thank
More
you.
little girls that made their pizza.
Yep.
And they're very excited and they can't wait to dig in. Ours is next. Pizza number 1 is out of the oven and pizza number 2 is almost ready. The kids are fed and off playing, thank goodness. And we're about to have dinner and this pizza came out really good. If you want the recipes, and I appreciate all of y'all watching the videos and messaging me for these recipes. If you want to know how to make these, just let me know and I'll send you the recipes. Y'all have a great night.